Wave Gang is deep. I thought you knew. Listen to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to y'all real quick. JC versus Franchise is a battle that happened on the URL app. And if you've got the app, you probably updated to app 2.0. And if you don't know how to do it, you probably want to go to the App Store, look for the update, and update the app. Some people were kind of thinking that the app will kind of magically update itself, or maybe there would be like some sort of tutorial to teach you how to do it. But if you don't know how to do it, that's how you update the app. You know what I mean? At least that's what I did to update the app, and it seemed to work. But app 2.0, what do I think about it? I told you guys on another blog that I had about the different skins and things like that with it. But with the app 2.0, they ended up dropping JC versus Franchise. Now, I was kind of reluctant to watch this battle. Like, I'm not going to lie, because it's different. It was in a private event, and I'm just like, yo, like, is this going to be dope? Is it going to be enough energy in it? It's not really going to be that many people there. Like, what's up? I ended up watching it, and I was actually surprised at what I saw. Franchise, he was on fire. Same thing with JC. I feel like this. Obviously, it was a good battle, but I do want to spare you guys the bullshit and tell you that I got JC winning this battle 2-1. I got him taking the first, and I got him taking the third. Now, I do want to say that Franchise was on one, and to be able to take on a person like JC and to have, even some of the rounds that were debatable, because some people are probably going to try to debate the first, if you give, Franchise the first and you got him taking the second, then obviously he's going to win the battle. But I edged JC in the first, and I got him taking the third. That was my take on it. Yes. You know what I mean? But I do want to say, even though I feel like he may have lost that battle, I think he had a pretty good showing. Now, I want to say this about Franchise. A lot of battle rappers, you get into a situation to where they all kind of mimic each other. You know what I mean? Everybody's delivery is starting to become the same. Tons of people are emulating New Jersey Twerk, emulating K-Shine and different people in battle rap, whereas you get a fresh, kind of presentation with Franchise. Some people are kind of saying, yo, there's a similarity between Franchise and Tay-Rock. I don't really see it unless you kind of look at the delivery in terms of the animations that they may use, with the gun gestures and shit like that. But other than that, I don't really see too many similarities between Rock and Franchise. For me to say, I think Franchise is biting Rock style, I don't think that that's what's going on. I do want to say it was a dope battle, and if I was to recommend a battle for the month, that would more than likely be the battle that I would recommend. It wasn't a top 10 battle, but it was very, very good, in my personal opinion, looking in on it. Now, I do want to talk about something. We got people kind of fighting to get on a card. One of the cards that they're going to have, I'm thinking, is a night of rematches. We got Hitman Holla. He's going back and forth with Sue Surf. K-Shine is kind of getting involved in a lot of things. You got Averb talk. You got a lot of people kind of throwing, Calico talking to K-Shine. You got a lot of people kind of throwing jabs at each other, trying to get on the card, if that's what they're going to call it. I'm kind of looking past that. There's another card that I think they're probably working on putting together, which is going to be a card called Rookies versus Vets. Some people want to see it, some people don't want to see it, but I want to tell y'all about what I think may end up happening with Rookies versus Vets. I was kind of listening to Norbs It All podcast, shout out to him, and he was doing an interview. He had Ace Amin on there, he had Ben Swayze on there, and they were kind of talking about what constitutes a vet, and I get a lot of comments on my page about who's a vet, what's the criteria of a person being a veteran in battle rap, what do you have to do? Do you have to be God tier, top tier, and all these different things? Well, what they talked about on Norbs It All podcast was what was the criteria that's to be met. Some people say that it's a situation where you got to be a battle rapper for 5 years. Some people say you have to take on a lot of hardcore names, and, have good showings, have clear wins under your belt in order to be considered a vet. Me personally, I'm kind of looking at one of the battle rappers that they were talking about, the main focus was Mike P. We had a situation where Ben Swayze, he's saying that he doesn't believe that Mike P is a vet, and, quite frankly, you got some people that may agree with Ben Swayze is that, Mike P is not a vet. I, on the other hand, no disrespect to him or anybody, I kind of feel like Mike P is a vet. You know what I mean? And this is going to kind of segue into what I'm talking about. When you got somebody that's battled on the URL, like a high profile league for a number of years, it could be 4 years, 5 years, and they've stood in front of some crazy opponents, you're going to have a situation where some people are going to say that they're vets. Ace Amin made a good point. He was like, you got vets and then you got seasoned vets, right? So you got somebody that's been around like Mike P, then you might have like a seasoned vet or somebody that may have been around like more damaging opponents like a Chess. You know what I mean? Some people kind of look at Chess like, yo, this is not a seasoned vet. What are y'all talking about? But if you look at the number of years that Chess has battled and you look at the opponents that Chess has taken, you can argue that Chess is not only a vet, but he's a seasoned vet. And this is just like the new era, like battle rap fans are how they're looking at shit. So what I'm trying to tell y'all without telling you is with the rookie versus vets card, I know a lot of people who have been in this shit for years, who've been watching it, are probably thinking with a rookies versus vets, you're going to get like a Hitman Holla or like a John and Don versus somebody. What I'm trying to tell you guys, you may end up getting, like a Mike P versus somebody. Not saying Mike P, but somebody that's a vet that's been around a while. You might get somebody like that going up against a newcomer. So just because you don't have a high profile God tier name, it doesn't mean that you're not a vet. You know what I mean? So when they're constructing this card, they have a lot of wiggle room to put in different people that may be considered vets that may not be a top tier. You can be a vet but not be a top tier. You can be a vet and not be a legend. You can be a vet and not be God tier. You can be a vet and not be seasoned. You know what I'm saying? So it's a situation where there's many different levels to a battle rapper. And I think the URL will be able to take advantage of putting people that are accustomed to battling, that's been around for years, instead of in front of some crazy competition who is considered vets up against some of these newcomers. Because obviously you're going to have situations to where, like a Hollow the Don is probably not going to stand in front of a Chef Trez. But Chef Trez, you can argue, he's been battling for years. Is Chef Trez still considered just mid-tier, or is he kind of like a vet at this point? He stood in front of a bunch of crazy opponents. He's held his own. Some people are kind of looking at Chef Trez as the new age vet. You know what I mean? Or a person that's kind of the embodiment of what a new vet would look like. So that's some shit y'all got to take into consideration when you thinking about rookies versus vets. You know what I mean? Who's going to be considered a vet and who's not going to be considered a vet. Don't expect this card, to have a bunch of top tiers on the card. It could. I'm not saying it's not. But you also have to keep in mind that you may get a situation where you're going to have somebody on the level of a Mike P that could potentially be on that card. I would highly advise, if you can, listen to the Norbs It All podcast and listen to the breakdown of Ace Amin and Norbs. Also listen to what Ben Swayze is saying, but listen to what Ace Amin is kind of telling y'all. He's breaking down what's considered a vet and what's considered a rookie and what's considered somebody just been battling for a while. You know what I mean? And this is kind of something that I think people need to keep an open mind of moving forward in battle rap in 2020, because you can consider Geechee Gotti as a vet in some people's eyes. Some people don't consider him a vet because he hasn't battled long enough. You know what I mean? Some people say, well, if URL would have been a certain, having so many events like they're having now, some of the people that you think about could be a vet could already be vets. You know what I mean? So it's kind of it's a mix and a culmination of new age and, old school ways of thinking about who's a goddamn vet. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. So when rookies versus vets hit and you see something like a Mike P versus, you know what I mean? Like a Ace Amin or something like that. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but don't be surprised that is a huge possibility of something that can happen. Another thing I want to talk about, Shotgun Suge. He's kind of going in on Danny Myers. He's been doing this for a couple weeks now. And he posted this pretty much saying, Danny Myers is choked in his last 4 battles. Now, y'all can, take it for what y'all want. But for me, looking at all this, bro, I think y'all got a battle. You know what I'm saying? I think Daddy Myers, you gonna have to see Shotgun Suge because he on your heels and he not letting up. You know what I mean? You obviously got the battle with Hollow the Don coming up. Some people, got you winning the battle going into it. Some people got Hollow the Don in their predictions, in the comments on Twitter. They probably think that Hollow's gonna wash you. But some people kind of looking at the new angle that's on Hollow the Don, like, yo, like he's like kind of snitching to the public about something that's going on. That's a new angle. Like he lost to Math. That's an angle. Like there's angles on him. So what are the angles that's going to end up working? Will this work in Danny Myers' favor or will it not work in Danny Myers' favor? But we know he got this battle coming up. What's next after Hollow the Don? I don't know. But I'm looking at Shotgun Suge and he's after him. And I've seen for years Danny Myers kind of called people out that's been ducking them. And I've never known Danny Myers to duck a battle other than, from what I'm hearing, the Shotgun Suge battle. But if you ask me, if I'm a battle rapper and I'm looking at Hollow the Don or Shotgun Suge, more than likely you're going to go for Hollow the Don, you know what I mean, and doing a battle like that. But just because you take a battle with Hollow now doesn't mean you can't take a battle with Shotgun Suge. Some people probably won't want to see it. I kind of want to see what's going to happen, bro. You know what I mean? I do. You know what I mean? Is Shotgun Suge going to be crazy with Danny Myers and the same vice versa? Is Danny Myers going to give Shotgun Suge the business? I'm hearing that Averb just talked to Danny Myers and heard some of the stuff that he's got prepared for Hollow the Don, and he's saying this is some of the craziest material that he's ever heard from Danny Myers. You know what I mean? Did Danny Myers take some of the lessons that he learned recently and just like chalk everything else and just focus on Hollow the Don, or is this going to be another situation to where, unfortunately, he can get into a mess to where he could choke? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I do want to see a battle between Shotgun Suge and Danny Myers, and I think it would be a good one. You know what I mean? But y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Rookies versus vets. I'm telling you, keep an open mind. Anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, 2020, anything can happen. I know some shit is going to happen that y'all really want to see. 2 of them. You know what I mean? I ain't talking about no rookies versus vets. I'm talking about some vets. You know what I'm saying? Like, vet on vet. You know what I mean? But this is a dope matchup. You know what I mean? 2 of them that I'm hearing about. You know what I mean? Some face-off already happened. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see if that shit ends up getting talked about in early 2020. But y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Peace.